Hello everyone, welcome to Learn with Techies. In this video, we will talk about type of operators in Java. The content is as follows. We will start with type of operators, just a brief introduction. Then we will go into unary operators, logical operators, bitwise operators, and finish it off with relational operators. We will also cover some practice exercises so that it's easier for you to understand. So let's start with type of operators. So operators are of three types: unary, binary and ternary. The main difference between these three types of operators are number of operand that they need to function. So for example, let's start with the unary operator. So here if you see, there are three types of unary operators. This is plus plus, minus minus and exclamation mark. In binaries, we have the simple like how we have in mathematics, plus, minus, into and modulus. And in ternary operators, we have conditional operator that we already discussed in the past video. Let me now take each of those operators and just give you a brief intro what it is exactly. So like we were talking about, unary operator is something that works with one operand. So one of the example was this plus plus. So what we mean is, like, suppose we add a variable here, a plus plus, or we do something like dot b. So here if you see, this operator needs only one operand or one variable to function. Like this is in itself a expression. So here this plus plus operator only needs one of the variable to function. So these are unary operators. Now if we talk about binary operators like plus or minus or into. So here when we use plus, what we say, okay, a plus b or a minus b. So here if you see, this subtraction needs two operand to function, like two variables. In the same way, this plus needs two operation, then only it will be a clear expression. We can't say something like a minus and we will not expect that this will work because this subtraction needs two operand. So these are binary operators where these operators need two operand to function. In ternary operator, we had something like question mark and colon. So this is what we already discussed in our last if-else video. If you haven't looked at it, I'll post that link into the video. So there we already covered in description what are these ternary operators and how we are using it. Now we have brief intro of what are these three different type of operators. Let's move on into more details on all of them. So we will start with unary operators. So like we discussed earlier, unary operators are operators that need only one operand or basically one variable to function. So here unary operators are divided into two subtypes. One is POSTFIX operator and the other one is PREFIX operator. So what is the difference between here, both of them? So the actual difference between both of them lies in the position where they are used. So let's cover this in more detail. So we have two type of postfix operator, plus plus and minus minus. This is a postfix operator. So by postfix operator, what we mean that the operator here, this plus plus, these are added after the operator. There are two examples of this, plus plus and minus minus. So in both of the cases, the postfix operator are added after the operand, like after that variable. You can also think it like a plus plus is equal to a plus 1. Basically what this operand does, this plus plus, it increments a value, like a plus plus is also mean a plus 1, and this a minus minus is like decrementing a value. So it's something like a minus 1. So suppose you have a variable here a equals to 10 and then you create a new variable z equals to a plus plus. Okay, here as we have discussed what this, you can think it internally, okay, this means a plus 1. So ideally what you will think, okay, 10 plus 1, that means this value is equal to 11. But this is the magic of postfix operator. So here, since we added this operator as a postfix, what it means that this whole expression will still be 10. Like z will still be equal to 10, but this a value is changed to 11. So next time when you use a, like you create a new variable, like let's you create a k equals to a plus 2. So here a will be 11 plus 2. But this z, because this is where you actually did first time the postfix operator, so and you use the postfix operator, so that means this value is a is changed, but in this expression it's still being not used. Like a is still 10. Once this expression is executed, then this a value will change. You can also think it equals to something like z equals to a and a equals to a plus 1. So you can think it something like that also, that first a is being used, then only a value is changed. So if you write something like k equals to a minus minus, and you'll think, okay, k equals to a minus 1. So here 10 minus 1, 9. A value will be 9, but this whole expression, its values will still remain 10, because here what we are saying, first we will use this a value and then we will decrement it. So you can also, like for your thinking perspective, you can also write it as k equals to a and a equals to a minus 1. So here what we are saying, okay, first time k will be equals to a because it's a postfix operator, and then a equals to a minus 1. Let's go ahead and try this concept in Visual Studio Code also. So we are in Visual Studio Code. Let's write a new variable, int b equals to 10 and int a equals to b plus. So here what we are thinking, like, okay, like we have already discussed. So here, since this b has a postfix operator, so this means 10 minus 1, that will be 9. But since this is a postfix operator, so first this will be executed, that means 10 plus 10, and that value will be added to a, and then b value will be changed. Then it will be b minus minus, like that, then it will be changed, then b value will change to 9. So let's output it out. So if you see, a value is 20, that is 10 plus 10, and b value is changed to 9. So this is how the postfix operator works. In the same way, let's try something else. If I change it b plus 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 3, and let's change it, and then let's try to run it. So you can pause the video and think about that, what will be the result. So here what we are saying, okay, b plus plus, that is b plus 1, but since it's a postfix operator, so b will be taken as 10 only. It will not change unless this whole expression is run. So it will still be 10 plus 3, that means a equals to 13, and then b value will change to 11. So if I run this up again, if you see 13 and 11, so a is 13, basically 10 plus 3, and then b value is changed to 11. Now let's talk about prefix operator. So prefix operator, we have three type of prefix operator: plus plus, minus minus, and exclamation mark or not. So prefix operator is opposite of postfix operator. So in postfix, we used to add the operator after the operand or the variable name. In prefix, we do it before the variable name. In prefix, we write it something like plus plus a. So what here we are saying, this will also be taken as 1 plus a only, but here this plus plus is added before the operand. In the same way, we have hyphen minus minus a. Here also it is added before the operand. So that's why it's called prefix, because it's added before the operand name. So here I am calling these variables as an operand. So basically what operands mean, like in mathematics, these are operators which actually does the work, and operands are the variables on which those operators are applied. So if we write something like a plus b, like in mathematics also, this is the operator, and these two, a and b, are operand. In the same way, in minus minus a, this is the operator, and this a is the operand on which this operator is being executed. So coming back to our prefix operator, so here also we are saying that, okay, plus plus a or minus minus a means 1 plus a or 1 minus a. So it's exactly opposite of postfix operator. So by that, what I mean, suppose a equals to 10, like the earlier example, and we write a new variable z equals to plus plus a. So here what I am saying, that first, you need to change this variable a value to 1 plus a and then assign it to this z variable. In the earlier postfix operator, what we used to say, that first use this variable value in this expression and then change the value. But here what I am saying, that first you do 1 plus a and then add it to this z expression. So first a value is incremented and that is again added to z. So this could be read something like a equals to a plus 1 and then z equals to a. Here first a is equal to a plus 1 and z equals to a. So in this case, the value of z will be 11 and a will also be 11. In the same way, in minus minus, let me clear this up. if we use minus minus a and we put z equals to minus minus a, what we are saying that a equals to a minus 1 and then z equals to a. So here the output would be a equals to 10 minus 1, that is 9, and then z equals to 9. So both a and z will be 9. If we write something like b equals to plus plus a plus 1. So here what we are saying, first this will be converted to 1 plus a and this will be converted to 1. 5 plus 1 6 plus 1. So b will be equal to 7 and a will be equals to 6. Now if you remember, in the previous videos we have talked about precedence also. So in there, now since we know about one new operator, so this is how the precedence will look. The first precedence is of parenthesis, like we already know about. The second precedence after that is of postfix operator. By postfix I mean plus plus and minus minus. Then we have the prefix operators, that means minus minus, plus plus. Then we have the multiplication, addition and the other operators. So now we know that the postfix and prefix operator have the highest precedence after the parenthesis operator. So let's go into the Visual Studio Code and try some more examples for prefix operator. So we are back in the Visual Studio Code. Now in the same example, let's try something like this, plus plus b, and then we run it. So if you see earlier example, we had a equals to 13. Now if we run it again, you can pause it and think what will be the right result. So here if you see, now this 1 plus 10 is done here only in line number 5 only. This 1 plus 10, like b value is already incremented. So now b is not 10, b is 1 plus 10, 11, and so it's like 11 plus 3. So that's why a equals to 14. Let me try something like postfix so that it's easier for you to understand. In that we had something like b plus 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 3. So if you, at that point if you remember, if you ran it, so in that case it was 10 plus 3 because b value was still 10, and after this line number 6 b value changed. So it was 10 plus 3, 13, but with the a the value is 11 plus 3, that is 14. So if I run it again, the value is 11 and 13. So b is 11 because it's 11 after this expression is run, and postfix is 13 because it's still reading it as okay 10 plus 3, 13, and then b equals to b plus 1. Let me clear this out. Let me try one more example here. In the same way, let me try hyphen b, minus minus b. So now it will be like 10 minus 1, 9, 9 plus 3 equals to 12, and now b value also will be 10 minus 1, 9. So if you see, like b value is 9, which is expected, 10 minus 1, 9, and a value is 12 because now this whole value is 9. So 9 plus 3 equals to 12. So here if you see, the precedence is also given to this only. So it's, you can see it's something like this. If it's easier for you to understand, you can always put a parenthesis, and or you can understand it like this. So first this is executed, it's 10 minus 1, 9, then plus 3 is done, 9 plus 3, 12. So like we were covering there, if you remember the precedence of operator, so let's just add one into here and see. So if we know that as per what we learned in our last diagram, that this increment or postfix or prefix operator has the highest precedence, like that is, it has the higher precedence over multiplication. So here ideally the answer should be 10 minus 1, 9, and 9 into 3, 27. Let's run this up and see what we are getting. See, okay, b value is 9 because it's 10 minus 1, 9, and a is 9 into 3, 27. So in the precedence also, this has the higher precedence than multiplication, subtraction and all of the other. Like, so this is how the plus plus and minus minus works. There is one more unary operator, the not value. So not is a simple exclamation mark. If we do something like this, what we mean that whatever the result of this expression is just do a opposite of that. So if the result of this expression is true, then this whole will be false. If the expression result, like A result is false, then it will be true, like it's just opposite. And by this expression, what I mean is, suppose you write B is greater than 10, so it's a boolean value, right? And if you add a not here, so first what it will do, it will, okay, so first what it will do, it will take this value, okay, is B greater than 10, let me add a variable here, int B equals to 11. So first what it will do, is 11 greater than 10, the result will be true, so this will be true, but then we have a not here for that, so the result will be false. So basically it can only have two values. If it's true, then it will be false. If it's a false, then it will be a true. One thing, if you see here, if I write it something like that, we know that this not is a prefix operator, so it has the higher precedence. So it will read it something like not B is greater than 19. But we don't want it like that, so we will put a parenthesis here. It has to be a boolean, because this not only returns boolean value. It can be either true or false. See, it's true because B is greater than 19. This is false. Then the opposite of false is true. In the same way, if I do something like this, this is saying it will not work because this is undefined. Basically, we always have to add a condition here whose result could be either be a true or false. Since this is a number, if I add something like this here, then also it will not work, because it works only on boolean values, like the value inside should always be a condition, not any number or string or something. Let me write something true, like B equals to 10. So now since it's true, so the opposite will be the result, so A will be false. So basically it's the opposite, whatever boolean value we have here, and if we add a not there, then the opposite of that boolean value will be the result. Hi, once again, I know we are still left with 3 more operators, but I'll like to close this video today, as unary operator in itself has been too long a chapter. So I have covered half of this here, and the rest 3 of these operators I will be covering in the next video. Till then, have a nice day. Do comment in my videos if you want me to cover more topics, or you have some feedbacks and suggestions on how I can improve this content. Till then, have a nice day, and I'll see you back again for the next video. Thank you.